Hello everyone, welcome to English Digest.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Angeline. And today's topic is one that almost everyone has probably encountered, possibly and even recently, when Apple released its series of iPhone 12s, right? How often do you change phones, Sam?
Not very often, I say. I got my current phone about a year ago, and my previous phone, I think it's like 5 years ago,
You
maybe.
had it for 5 years.
Yeah, about 5 years.
Wow, that's a long time to keep a phone, actually. That means you went through like 2 contracts or 2 contracts.
Yes, yeah.
Because usually people sign contracts for like 2 years, right?
Yes,
2 years to
yes,
get a new
yes,
phone,
yeah.
2 years. So, wow. Good for you for keeping the phone for 5 years. And it didn't die on you. I'm so surprised.
Yes.
Okay, so I used to change phones every time my contract ended. That was when I was a lot younger and, it was so cool to have a new phone and to be all like, to make sure that you upgrade every time there's a new release or whatever. However, if you're a fan of Apple like me, you'll notice that the price of iPhones has increased substantially.
Yes.
So now I use my iPhone until it dies.
That's very good.
Yeah. Anyways, in today's writing unit, we're going to be writing in response to a graph comparing 2 smartphones. So let's take a look at our writing prompt.
好，刚刚呢，我们就来讨论了多久换一次手机才好呢？不知道你是这个每一年只要新出就会马上换的那一种，还是说是这个用到这个你的手机真的不行了才会换的那一种？那今天呢，我们就要来写一篇文章哦，来看一下这个手机了。他说呢，要比较和分析。这件事情已经成为大多数人购物前呢必经的步骤。那本图表显示2个不同品牌的新款手机分析雷达图，请根据呢图表内容写一篇英文作文，文长至少120个单词，文要分2段。第一段呢，要请你描述和比较2个图表；第二段呢，描述在这2款手机当中你想选择哪一款，然后呢要说明你的理由。
So for most of us, especially when it comes to big ticket items, it's inevitable that we'll compare and contrast between brands and models before making a purchase. Here are 2 radar charts of 2 new cell phones from different brands. In today's writing exercise, you will write a comparative analysis with at least 120 words based on the charts. Divide your essay into 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph will describe and compare the 2 charts. In the second paragraph, you will give your opinion. Out of these 2 phones, which phone would you choose and why? So Sam, what are the top 3 things you look for in a smartphone?
I would say battery life and size are for sure the top 2. I normally put my phone in my pocket, so it must not be huge.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about switch my phone now because it's like really big.
It's too big, yeah.
Yeah. And the performance, I think it's also important since I game a lot on smartphones.
Okay, so the performance. Okay. For me, I would say the camera, battery life, and the dimensions of the phone are the top things I consider when choosing a smartphone. So I use my smartphone to take pictures and to communicate, like just very simple emails sometimes, but messaging, that's what I use That's what I use my smartphone for. I don't really game on my phone, and I don't stream videos. I also care about the dimensions of the phone because I'm a pretty clumsy person, and my hands are pretty small, so I want to make sure I can hold the phone with one hand comfortably. I'm currently using the iPhone 8+, and it's a huge phone.
Yes.
I've gone through like 6 screen protectors, and my phone is pretty banged up. Like right now, if you see my phone, I have a whole bunch of scratches and the whole screen is just cracked. And honestly, I'm so lazy to go change a new one because I'm like, it's just going to look like that again.
Yes.
Really, really soon. I remember I changed my screen protector. 2 days later, it cracked. And I was just like, oh, just forget it. I'm not even going to replace it. But I feel very insecure if I don't have a screen protector. Because if my phone dropped on the floor, I can't imagine without a screen protector what happened to the actual screen of my phone.
Yeah, that'd be really expensive.
Yeah, so I just keep this banged up screen protector and hopefully it doesn't cut me because it's like shards of glass on it. Yeah. I was actually really reluctant to get this phone initially because of its size. It's huge. And I knew that I would drop it. But I got it because of its camera. So at that time, at the iPhone 8 era, iPhone 8 Plus had the best camera.
Yes.
And because camera is one of the biggest things for me, it's the top for me. That is the reason why I chose the iPhone 8 Plus. I haven't parted with this phone yet because I really love the home button.
Yes.
Do you miss the home button?
Yes, I really miss that home button, especially when wearing a face mask.
Oh, yeah, because now you
have to wear a mask.
You have to wear a face mask, right?
Yeah, and especially when you are on the metro. And like right now, because currently I'm using the iPhone 11 and it only supports the Face ID, which you cannot like log in with your fingerprint.
Oh, you can't even use fingerprint.
Yeah, so I have to like type my password every time when I'm trying to unlock my phone. So
remove your mask.
Yes. So I really miss that home button.
Oh, I didn't know it didn't even have this fingerprint. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because the home button is where the fingerprint scanner is.
Yes.
I don't even use I just like click on the home button to just try to unlock it.
It's way much easier.
It is. I keep saying that I don't want to part with the home button, and all my friends are like, "Are you serious? It's so ridiculous. Home button is like so." Yesterday, and I'm like,
really?
But I really like the home button.
Maybe like the Samsung phones, they have like full screen, but they have like a fingerprint sensor like underneath the LCDs. So even though it's a screen, you can still like use your fingerprint too.
Or it's on the back, right? Where
Yes.
the camera is. I think Samsung has some that are on the back.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just so old school. Anyways, before we put pen on paper, we need to think of how we're going to write this essay. What are some things we need to include when writing an essay in response to a graph?
好的，马上呢来提示一下我们今天这篇文章的写作重点了。今天呢，这是一篇图表写作。那图表写作的第一步骤一定就是要来分析图表了。我们呢看这两张雷达图，我们呢就要确实的掌握它所要传达的讯息。像呢，它这边是在比较什么东西？是在比较两款手机。OK， 那呢，我们就是要比较这两款手机，没有第三款，也不是呢要来比较气炸锅。OK， 就是比较手机，要掌握它要传递的讯息。再来呢，写作的时候呢，我们就要就这个图表的内容呢，详细确实的来描述细节。以及要来比较这两张图表间的差异了。例如呢，我就会讲说，这两张雷达图呢是在比较这两款手机的差别 ，A 款哪里好 ，B 款哪里好等等哦，这些细节就呢在文章里面我们就要把它写出来。那最后呢，就要就你的观察到的这些细节，你所讲的这些内容，加上你自己的看法咯。以这篇文章来讲呢，你就是要来讲说这两款这个手机比较完之后呢，你会选择哪一款，以及你为什么选择这一款。那除了掌握呢我们刚刚讲的这三件事情呢，看图表、描述图表，再给出你自己的意见。这三件事情掌握了之后呢，再来实际写作的时候，记得要多讲一点细节了。OK， 你呢要想象这个读者是不会看到图表的，所以呢，我们要描述到呢，让这个读者仿佛看到图表一般，看你的文章呢，就可以知道这个图表是要讲什么。所以呢，有一些细节，比方说像是图表中，我们这个雷达图有5条轴线，它这5条轴线是要讲什么事情啦？然后呢，这两台手机有什么相似，什么不同？这些呢，在文章当中都要呈现出来。另外呢，要提醒大家呢，写作最重要的就是要让读者看懂，所以呢，我们避免使用太艰深、太难你不太有把握的字，这样子呢反而容易出错，尤其是在考试的时候所以呢，写出你有把握的，这个才是得分的关键了。那在下一个步骤呢，我们就要来拟定大纲了。在进入这个环节之前呢，我们先补充一下，等一下呢我们会一直看到的几个单字首先呢，我们刚刚一直讲到呢，这个 iPhone 为什么离不开它因为它的 operating system 很好用 ，operating system 就是它的作业系统。再来呢 ，battery life，battery 就是电池，所以电池寿命呢，指的是电池续航力。比方说，你这个手机充饱电之后可以用8小时、10小时，这个就是 battery life。那再来很多人在意的还有这个它的 storage capacity。就是呢，储存空间 ，OK 是64G、128G 还是256G？ 还有呢，你的 screen size，screen 呢就是荧幕面板所以你是荧幕尺寸多大？那另外呢，还有就是这个相机能够提到的就多了，在这边我们很常看到就是 camera resolution，camera 就是相机 ，resolution 就是这个它的画素的意思。那再来呢，还有这个手机呢，很常会搭配的呢，就是 portable charger 或是呢 portable battery charger OK 就是行动电源啦 OK 很多人呢这个手机电池不够力就要带这个挂着一个行动电源那还有呢现在很多人像我自己也会这个订阅的服务呢就是 cloud storage 刚刚讲过呢 storage 就是储存的意思那 cloud 呢就是云端的所以 cloud storage 就是呢像是这个 Google Drive 啦或是这个 iCloud 等等这些云端储存的服务咯
There's two things on that list that you mentioned that iPhones can't compete with in terms of Android phones. And that's the portable battery charger because Android phones, some of them, like Samsung, they come with an extra battery that you can put in. So you have two batteries to use for your phone. And cloud storage, some phones have that SD slot, micro SD slot, right? So they can have that external storage that you can also have.
That's very useful.
Yeah, so those are two things that Apple definitely lose to Android when it comes to that. Anyways, what you might find helpful when it comes to writing the second part of the essay, what you might want to do first is to decide which of the factors in the chart is most important to you, okay? I would go with camera resolution, battery life, and screen size. I'm a fan of Apple, like I said before, so I would only use the iOS operating system. So if these two phones happen to be Android phones, it actually wouldn't make a difference to me because you're forcing me to pick between two phones that I don't even want. So I won't even consider the operating system. And again, if, for example, one was Android and one was Apple, then I would just choose Apple no matter what.
Yeah, because of the operating system.
Yeah, so operating system I wouldn't even consider at all. I also feel like storage capacity is something you have control over. Like I said earlier, the smartphone may have expandable storage, like a micro SD slot. Or you can make use of online storage space. So technically, storage isn't a very big deal, not one of the biggest considerations for me, because we can solve those problems quite easily.
Yeah. For me, it's the same. Yeah,
the same?
I'm like currently subscribing that iCloud service. Yeah, I pay every month. So, yeah, I don't have to like have really huge storage capacity on my phone. Yeah.
So for you, if you were to buy the iPhone, would you pick the one that has the least amount of storage?
Yeah, for me, yes.
You would? Okay,
yeah.
So you wouldn't pay that extra money to have more storage space
Yeah, because like for me, like the cloud storage is enough, and it's really easy for me to like let's say I'm like switching to a new phone. It's really easy right now. I was really surprised. Yeah, you just put like your old iPhone with your new iPhone together,
like side by side.
Yeah, and it will like automatically like you connect it to the like same Wi-Fi.
Oh, you don't even need to connect them through a cable, the two phones.
No. Yeah, just the same Wi-Fi environment, and then it will like automatically transfer data.
Wow,
I think it's the same for Android phone. You can use Google Drive to do the same thing.
Oh, okay. See, I told you I'm a grandma. I have no idea.
Yeah, I was really surprised. Like, okay, so that's the time I decided to upgrade my cloud storage system.
Okay, because like if you asked me to back up my phone right now, I would connect it to a laptop. I would take a cable and connect it to the laptop like an old grandma would do. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now it's time to start brainstorming for our essay. This is especially crucial for the second part of our essay, which requires us to choose between the two phones. So we can make a list of pros and cons to help us come to a decision. Now draw a quadrant chart on a piece of paper and write down the advantages and disadvantages of phone A, and then do that again for phone B. So the top 3 advantages of phone A are its screen size, right? It's at 7.4. And then high camera resolution, 8.5. And its operating system, 7.3. Those are the top 3 features of brand A phone. However, the cons of phone A are its battery life at 4.3 and storage capacity at 5.2.
好，在这边呢，当我们遇到这种2选1的问题的时候呢，这个杂志就建议我们呢，可以很简单的使用 pros and cons 的比较就是优劣分析表，来找出呢这两者的优劣差异。pros 呢就是优点 ，cons 就是缺点。所以呢，可以看一下我们杂志上面的这个图表咯，它呢就分成4格，左右两边呢，一边是 A 品牌，另外一边是 B 品牌。那上下呢，我们则是分成优点跟缺点。那这4格呢，哪一边的优缺点 就一目了然了。比方说我们刚刚讲说 A 品牌的哪一些项目是得分比较高的，就写在 A 品牌的优点，哪一些项目是得分低的，比方说 battery life 它的电池不是很够力，那我们就写在 A 的缺点的这一栏。那等一下呢，我们看着这个图呢，在写大纲的时候呢，我们就可以把这些比较的点呢，把它条列出来。那基本上当你条列完之后，我们前半这个分析图表的部分其实就已经很容易的完成了。那后半呢，我们在这个陈述自己的意见的时候，也可以看着这个表 OK， 看着这个表来想一想自己比较喜欢哪一个手机，以及你为什么比较喜欢这个手机咯。
Okay, so the next order of business after brainstorming is to organize the ideas into an outline. An outline can help us organize the paragraphs into an order that makes sense, and it also ensures each paragraph is fully developed. Now let's take a look at the sample outline in the magazine. The topic sentence introduces the topic of the essay. It says, in this chart, we see an analysis of Brand A and Brand B's newest cell phones. Then it gives two supporting details. A, 5 elements of the phone have been assigned scores. B, both phones were rated based on these elements.
好，所以呢，在这个我们的这个范例文章里面呢，它的一开始呢，主题句马上就点出来，今天他这个看到的是什么？他马上说呢 ，In this chart, okay, we see an analysis. 我们看到这个一个分析是什么分析呢 ？Of Brand A and Brand B's newest cell phones. 看到的这个分析呢，是针对这个A 品牌跟 B 品牌最新的这个手机来做分析。所以一开始呢，主题句马上就点出来说，我们今天要讲的呢，这个在看的图表呢，就是在比较这两台手机。那它下面呢有2个句子就是它等一下在第一段里面它会这个带到的重点。首先他讲说呢，这个图表呢是有5个 elements， 就是有5个元素这个手机的5个元素呢，在这里被这个 assign scores 打分数了 ，OK， 然后再来呢，他说 both phones were rated based on these elements， OK， 2台手机呢，它们呢分别呢都是这个 based on these elements， 就着这些元素，就着这些要素呢来被给分。所以呢，我们可以知道说，第一段它大概呢就会把这个图表是在讲什么，哪5项是什么，然后呢这2台手机各自得分高得分低 ，OK， 在第一段呢我们大概就会讲完了。
Okay, and the second paragraph starts off with this topic sentence. I prefer Brand B's cell phone because of its battery life. Okay? Then the writer gives 2 arguments to support his or her decision. It says, I rarely have time to plug in my phone. And B, I don't want to carry around a portable battery charger. So these are the reasons that the writer gives for why battery life is the most important aspect in choosing a phone.
好的，那在第2段里面呢，它的主题句呢一样马上就是这个破题就点出来说他喜欢哪一台手机。他就说呢，因为这个 battery life 这个电池续航力的关系所以他会选择这个 brand B 这个 B 品牌的手机。那他下面就给了2个点来支持他为什么喜欢这个 Brand B 了。他说呢，他很少有时间呢可以这个坐下来把他的手机插着线充电。另外呢，他说他不想要带着一个这个行动电源到处跑所以呢他点出来了这个主题句讲说他会选 B， 那为什么呢？他给了2个细节来支持他的论点。那记得呢，不管是什么文章，我们的这个结构一定都是起承转合，所以呢一样，第一段写完，第2段写完，最后呢我们一定还是要给他下一个结论咯。
An essay would not be complete without a conclusion, so the writer concludes the essay with this sentence. For that reason, I think Brand B's cell phone is the one for me.
所以呢，最后他就下了一个结论他说呢 ，For that reason， OK，that reason 就是我们刚刚讲第2段的讲的这件事情，这个 battery life 这件事情。他说呢 ，I think Brand B's cell phone is the one for me。这个台手机呢，这个 B 品牌的手机就是 the one 就是这个为我而打造一样，就是我所要选择这个完全符合我需求的手机啦，这样的意思。
Okay, so before we take a look at our basic sample and our advanced sample writing samples, let's take a break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Let's take a look now at our basic sample writing. Basic sample. In this chart, we see an analysis of brand A and brand B's newest cell phones. 5 different elements of each phone have been assigned scores, and those scores are displayed on a radar chart. Both phones were rated based on their operating systems, battery life, storage capacity, screen size, and camera resolution. Brand A scored well on its operating system, screen size, and camera resolution, but brand B did much better on battery life and storage capacity. Personally, I prefer brand B's cell phone. I'm always moving between different activities, so I rarely have time to plug in my phone. Although I could use a portable battery charger, I don't want to carry around extra items to support my phone. I want it to have a long-lasting battery right from the start. For that reason, I think brand B's cell phone is the one for me. Okay, so if I could guess, I would think that this writer is in university, maybe, because you wouldn't have access to an outlet to charge your phone, right?
Yes.
In university.
Yeah.
And you probably have to carry around a lot of textbooks, so you don't want to carry another portable battery charger on top of that, right?
Yeah.
You probably have to carry around your laptop and then your the battery.
Yes.
And the charger for your laptop. That's a lot of stuff to carry. I remember when I was in university, I had a whole bunch of stuff to carry.
And sometimes that portable charger can be really heavy.
It is very heavy. It can weigh as much as a textbook. So I don't like portable battery chargers. Now, I like the first paragraph of this writing sample. It's concise and it sums up the 2 charts very clearly, right? The second paragraph is equally concise. We know right off the bat that battery life is the most important factor for this writer.
没有错，这篇范例文章呢，作者非常聪明，他很简洁的呢就把这个图表的内容讲解完毕了。他首先主题句马上带出呢。这个今天呢，就是要比较这2只手机。那再来，他就讲解说图表是就哪些项目来给分，然后说到这2只手机各自在哪些项目的表现比较好。他其实这样子简单的几句讲完呢，作者就很明白 ，OK， 这是张什么图表，以及这只手机的差异。那第二段一样呢，他这个非常简洁哦，他一开头就讲说他会选择这个 Brand B 品牌的手机，然后再讲出理由。所以这篇文章其实是非常的concise， 很简洁，很精炼，然后呢，让这个读者很清楚的知道他想要表达的是什么。
What I also like is that the writer offered a nod to the opposition. So some people may argue that you could use a portable battery charger to extend a phone's battery life. However, the writer explains why this isn't a practical solution for him or her. So in writing an argumentative essay, it's important to acknowledge the valid points of the opposing argument, okay? What can people say against your argument? This ensures that you don't sound narrow-minded or biased.
这边呢 Angelina 老师呢就提到这个作者写的很好的一个点呢，在于行动电源的这件事情了。OK， 作者呢想到读者他可能会提问，因为呢这个电池寿命这件事情其实很容易解决嘛，就是为什么你不用一个行动电源就好了呢？所以呢在这个文章里面呢，我们作者也把他的理由讲清楚了，他不想要多带一个行动电源到处拍拍照，所以呢他就已经讲到了作者这个读者呢可能会提出来的问题，然后在这个文章里面进一步的做解释。那这样的做法在写作论说文的时候其实很重要哦。你呢可以这个把想到这个读者可能会被读者可能会反驳你的这些论点呢都解释清楚了，那你的文章呢你的立论就会看起来更强，更无懈可击。
Okay, now let's take a look at our advanced writing sample. Advanced sample.These 2 radar charts each indicate the grading for the newest smartphones from 2 different brands. The phones are graded on a 1 to 10 scale in 5 criteria: operating system, battery life, storage capacity, screen size, and camera resolution. It is apparent from the chart that brand A fared well in terms of its screen size and camera resolution, while brand B's model finds its strength in its long-lasting battery and greater storage capacity. Both brands had comparable grades for their operating systems, though brand A outranked brand B in this area by about half a point. If I were to choose which smartphone model to buy from these 2, I would prefer brand A to brand B. Though its low battery life is a drawback, the large screen size and high-resolution camera are appealing features. This is especially true in my case because I take a great number of videos and photos to share on my social media pages, and I want their quality to be as sharp and vibrant as possible. I can make up for a lack of memory capacity with cloud storage and extend the phone's battery life with a portable charger. But if its camera can't support 4K resolution, there's no way to magically make it do so. That's why I would choose one with better built-in camera features, as well as a bigger screen to view my photos and videos on. Okay, so this introduction differs from the first writing sample in that it not only pointed out the advantages of phone A and phone B, but it also talked about how phone A and B ranked almost the same in one area, and that is its operating system.
这篇文章的作者他又比这个第一篇文章这个比较讲的又更多一点、更详细一点了。他这个也有提到两者的这个差别。谁优谁劣，但是呢，他也提到了这个两个人的这个作业系统评分其实是差不多的。那两篇文章呢，它里面其实提到了很多打分数的单字这边就这个整理一下，补充给大家。首先呢，你看到 score 这个单字这个名词呢，就是分数的意思。那 grade 呢，通常中文会翻译为等级。那 value 呢，就是数值的意思。它是就什么项目、就什么条件来给分这两个单字，首先 element 刚刚有讲过，它就表示要素或是要件。那至于呢这个 criterion， 那在文章里面呢，我们是使用复数 criteria 这个字呢，则是表示标准的意思。那这些字呢，都是你在讲解这个图表的时候很常会用到的单字咯。
Those are very important words that you guys want to jot down.Although brand A's biggest drawback or disadvantage is its battery life, the writer still prefers brand A to brand B because of its high-resolution camera. So the writer takes a great number of photos and videos, maybe because they're a blogger, they're an influencer, and their livelihood depends on making quality videos.The writer makes a very good and convincing argument, okay? You can make up for a lack of memory capacity, right? And you can extend a phone's battery life if these two are not built-in features in the phone. But you can't change the resolution of a picture, okay? So I don't think Photoshop can help you, no matter what. If the picture is blurry,
no.
Photoshop cannot make the picture clearer in any way.Okay, you also can't make up for a phone's operating system or the screen size easily. So if those are important to you, it may not be difficult for you to come to a decision.
Those things are like things you cannot upgrade.
Yes, you cannot make up, you cannot upgrade. There's nothing you can really do about it. Maybe the screen size, you could...I don't know, use a projector.
Yeah.
You could use a projector, but how convenient is that for you to use a projector, right? So, yeah. Okay, you'll notice that we've included a brainstorming exercise at the end of the unit for you to practice with. Take the time to brainstorm the advantages and disadvantages of physical books and e-books. And with more practice, you'll be on the road to becoming a brainstorming whiz in no time. Okay, we've come to the end of our lesson. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Angeline.
This is Sam.
Goodbye.
Bye.